This is a 9-hole match between Joe and I. There is a running series of matches. It's been going on for about, gosh, 3 years now between Joe and I. And it is cold this morning. 37 degrees in Long Beach, California, if you can believe it. And it actually went to 30, it touched 36 for a second as the sun was just about to come up. It's like 7 in the morning or something like that. We'll play the back nine Skylinks Golf Course in Long Beach, California. All right, so Joe and I have played matches before. The last time we played, I think, was back when he was on summer break from college, and we played 18 holes, and Joe shot even, and I shot 2 under, and I just played really well that day. And Joe said that some of his college teammates and some other people have been saying, "Man, you got to play another match against him. You got to play another match against him." Well, this was the chance. So I saw that Joe was on his break, and we were talking on the range and set this up. So that's Joe. So my shot was not awesome. It went to the left, but it left it in a really good spot. I only have 85 yards to the hole or something like that. Joe is in the middle of the fairway, just next to the bunker, sitting right in a perfect position, a little further out than me. So I'm going to go first, and it is cold, like legitimately cold, and in the shade it is really cold. It's hard to see, especially for me who's not used to it. And one thing is that when I'm cold in the mornings, I always do this thing that I'm about to do right now without giving it away. Anybody who watches the channel at all knows this. I thin my wedge shots. When it's cold in the morning, when I'm first starting, I always hit thin wedge shots. It's just very strange. Damn. Yeah, so that was upsetting. So there's Joe, and he hits what looks like right in front of the bunker. So here he goes. Joe's playing with his friend Devin, a really nice guy who's also a college golfer. So Joe plays golf at Cincinnati Christian College, I think, something like that. And I didn't start playing golf till after college. So I've been playing golf now for like 15 years or something. So that's Joe's ball there that you can see in the rough past the green. So this is me chipping for my third shot, and that was just, yeah, just no excuses. It was just bad. It was just up into the hill. And recently I've been working on this ball striking project with a bunch of different people from around the world. This guy from England, this psychology doctor from around here, a bunch of stuff, and been doing almost no like real golf, like playing, and been testing a bunch of things on the range and some other stuff. Anyway, so extremely rusty around the greens here, but man, I got to tell you, I really wanted to win this match. I know a lot of Joe's college teammates and other people he's played in tournaments with said that they saw him on the channel, and Joe, I know, is really itching for a win against me. And I really don't. I was motivated before we started playing this match. All right, so this is for par, so I'll have that remaining for my bogey. And I'm going to finish it off here. So, all right, that was good to make that one. All right, that's a bogey with Joe sitting at about this length for his par after hitting a thin chip. Oh, he lips it out on the low side, so he'll have that remaining to square the hole. So that if he makes this, it'll be all square after one, and it is. All right, so going to the second, go to the second hole, which is the 11th hole here at Skylinks. This is from here, I think it's 560-yard par 5. So in this weather, it's really playing pretty long. But the ground is rock hard, though, so it does roll out a little bit. It just doesn't fly anywhere because it's still less than 40 degrees here. So, but I hit it dead straight. Joe hit a great drive right down the fairway. Really good one there. And shout out to my dad who got me this cool Temple Owls pullover that I really like. I got a lot of, if you're interested in seeing, I got a lot of really good things for Christmas this year. All right, so I hit a 5-iron to lay up in front of that bunker that is just, it's about like 80 yards from the green. So I hit a 5-iron to lay up in front of that. Joe's going to try to go over the bunker. He hit it about 15 yards past me from the tee. And he is going to try to go over the bunker with this 3-wood. Oh, and he hit just a rope. Hit a really good one up the right-hand side, drawing back to the center. So he's going to be just in front of the green. Match is all square at the moment. So Joe's just in front of the green in 2 shots. He can be chipping. Try to get up and down for birdie. I am like 130 yards out. This is a pitching wedge. Ball's below my feet just a little bit. And I hit it really solid. The ball just took up in the middle of the air and just made a right-hand turn. So somehow the impact of that one just headed, this is just a little right of where I was aimed because of the angle I was at, but then also kicked down this way too. So just not too sharp. So I could tell like right after that very first hole, and you could see this is a great way to get your short game in order. In between is, see, I'm hitting all these pine cones, and all of those were real bad contact except for the last one I hit. So I could, Bobby Clampett talks about this a lot, using a golf ball surrogate. So Joe just pitched up and did not hit a great one. He's got like 12 feet for his birdie. So I know for sure I need to get this up and down to not go down in the match. And I just hit like the impact-wise, like one of the best chips in my life. It just felt so good through impact right there. And hit it to just a couple feet. That's me sitting there. Then I'll mark this here. If you guys go to bebettergolf.net/score, you'll see these things, these Be Better Golf ball markers that my friend Justin made for me. They're really cool, and they're like just a couple bucks. So go check that out, and we'll mail you one. They're really neat textured ball markers. So Joe misses his birdie putt, and he's got this for his par. What did I say? Whatever I said, it's bebettergolf.net/pro-shop. That's what that was. There's some t-shirts and other stuff on there as well. So, and all of it is basically just the cost of it. So, and then so this is for my par to stay square in the match, and also to get that awesome up and down. I don't really love my short putting stroke right now. I just haven't put any work into it. I'm just peaking a little early on it, as you can see. But the match remains all square after 2 holes, so all square through 2. So we're at the 12th hole. This is a par 4, like 410 yards, something like that, 420 yards, something. So there is a big tree down there on the left. I actually think they took that one out. No, it's still there. There's a big tree down the left. That's what you should aim at. Joe just hit it down the middle. And I hit a solid shot that went down the left-hand side. So that was good. Really concentrating a lot on trying to hit through the ball and hit to an invisible point past the ball. All right, so here's another wedge shot. So this one is like 105 yards. No, actually like 95 yards. So I got a 54-degree wedge, and it's just, I mean, my body is going up and down. But it actually, the grooves got on it nicely. It jumped up just past the hole, spun on a ridge, and funneled back towards the cup. So I'm actually in a great spot. All right, so David, who you guys know from the channel, who trains a lot of people on the PGA Tour, always plays golf with me, and the LPGA Tour. He's filming this shot for us. So Joe hit a solid one right at the green. It landed right by the hole and then spun backwards to where he is now. That's my ball just sitting inside of Joe's shot there that I'm standing near. So this is Joe for birdie. So he strokes it just on a you can't really say not hard enough. It was hard enough, just not on a great line for that for the slope there. So he'll have that remaining for his par. And this is for my birdie to win the hole. Felt like a pretty good putt. Has actually had some late life. So this will be for par for me. And there's conditions here. There's no gimmies, really. So Joe will have this remaining, and David had said something like, "Oh, I would give that to you," and then Joe said, "Oh no, he's like, you can't trust me on these," or something like that. So we were watching these, and so Joe misses that, and I go one up in the match. So I'm one up at the moment. I made a par. Joe made a bogey. We're going to this is one of the toughest holes here. It's a 218-yard par 3. So today in these just cold conditions, it's probably about 39 now, or 40. And so I've got my 3 hybrid out. It would look like just a great shot. It was coming up, just falling out of the sky. Just the cold air was knocking it down a little bit. And it landed on a hump in front of the green and kicked to the left and went into the greenside bunker left. But not in a horrible spot. Here's Joe going with some kind of iron. I mean, that's a long way to try to hit an iron in these conditions. So his pass at it is not very good at all, just open-faced completely, and then hit that tall pine tree and kicked even more to the right. So thanks to David filming this. David is DJR Performance on Instagram, so follow him. Thanks, David. Joe hits a really poor chip shot, half fat, that goes into the bunker. All right, so here's my bunker shot. I mean, for a bunker shot, you wouldn't really want to ask for too much in this. It's a good situation to be in if you have to be in a bunker. The sand actually and the conditions and through this whole winter at Skylinks have been great. So big shout out to Gary and everybody who's working at Skylinks, just really doing an awesome job through the winter, I think. And so I hit it to a couple feet, maybe 6-7 feet, I think. And Joe is putting now for par. No, I'm sorry. He's putting for bogey. And you can see the tee in the ground. That's me. This match was filmed at the very last day, I think, of 2018. So technically, we have to leave. But I plan on leaving the pin in 2019 almost all the time. I love that new rule. I know that Paul Azinger has talked for a long time about holing putts and the psychology of holing putts, where you're putting to a hole is a negative space, so there's nothing really to aim at. So he used to imagine like a little elephant or a little toy hovering above the hole and aim at that instead. So he talked about this a lot before his Ryder Cup captaincy. And I think he talked to the team about it. I don't know how many guys were buying into that, but I think when the stick's in, you can aim to something that actually exists and is positive, you know. So anyway, that was a great up and down for par for me. So I go 2 up in the match. So I want to hear from you guys. Who is going to be leaving the pin in, and in what situation? Leave in the comments what you're going to be doing. So after making such a good hybrid swing and a great up and down for par, I made just the worst swing of the day there. I totally got under that hybrid shot and popped it up to the right-hand side of the fairway. And I got a long ways to go. Here's Joe, who hit what would have been a perfect drive in the afternoon, just in the cold weather. It just didn't quite make the corner, as you can see. But he punched it really nicely, and it's creeping up to get pretty close to the flag, within 10 feet, or within 15 feet. I had hit a hybrid shot from where I was around the corner to pulled it a little bit to this spot. So Joe is just a couple feet away, and that would be me putting for par. I didn't even bring the camera over. Joe won that hole with a par, and I go back to being just one up now. Joe hammered a very nice drive. There used to be a Boeing sign on that building there, and there's a windsock at the corner. So you want to go left of the windsock towards where the Boeing sign is. And that is a great line that Joe just hit. So a solid drive. That is the Long Beach Airport right there that the planes are flying into, thus the name Skylinks. I had a really solid drive, just pulled slightly. And same thing as with Joe on the last hole. In the afternoon, that would have been a great line, but it just didn't quite make the corner. Probably losing 20 yards, maybe 15 yards. It being 20 degrees colder than it will be later today. So you can see where the sun is, there's no more frost, but there's a lot of frost where the sun isn't. Not a very good punch shot there at all. And something I have to, punch shots in general, I'm just not good at. It's something I have to get better at. A known issue there. So here's Joe's second shot, and he hits a good solid shot that'll end up on this par 5 just to the right of the green in kind of a garden spot there. So Joe's in a great spot. So this is 159 and 162 yards, I believe. 7-iron. See a little bit different through the ball there. After doing those videos with Eric Mike Tree, I was thinking about his swing there, where he really keeps things very simple through the ball. And I just hit an awesome shot. Started a little right of the green, and it drew back in, and I'm watching it because it landed right there is where it landed. It rolled up the hill, and then everybody thought that it had gone in. But that was me. So I got to tap that in. I made a birdie. So that was definitely the best shot of the day. Really, one of my best shots all year. So Joe hits a great pitch shot that curls around and comes back at it, and he'll have that. He was really in the driver's seat, but now he needs to make this to stay just one down in the match. Awesome putt for Joe. And we move on to the 15th hole, a par 3. And this is really like a pivotal hole. This was the hole that I lost the Long Beach City Championship A flight like 2 years ago by hitting it in the water here. I was having a horrible day anyway, but I had a 5-shot lead going into the third day. And then I hit it into the water on this hole. That was really bad. I actually made a bunch of changes on my golf swing after that experience. Anyway, so but I hit a great shot today. Just pin high to really solid. It was a 7-iron from 159 or something like that. So I was just not really trying to hit it very hard, just trying to hit it solid. And Joe got under it with an open face a little bit, and it's climbing the air, and he really thought that it was going to be in the water. It was not in the water. Joe is on the grass, just past the water, not in the bunker. So he's pitching from there. Joe hits a pretty good pitch, gets good action on it, and he'll have that remaining for his par. This is me for birdie. And I think I don't know if I told somebody to attend that or... Yeah, so nowadays it doesn't matter. I mean, the whole thing of tending the flag or anything like that, that's something that doesn't really need to happen anymore. Not really. The only benefit would be it gives you a little bit better depth perception when you can see somebody standing there. But that Gary Woodland just made an eagle on the PGA Tour in Kapalua, and from 63 feet away, he didn't have anybody tending it. It was just in. I think so. That's another good thing about it, I think. Might speed things up. Might not. I mean, if people are going in and out with it. So I really did everything I could. I was really buckling down to hit that putt, which was, I think, like 30 feet, maybe 27 feet. And so I have that remaining for my par. And that was that is like less than 3 feet, something like that. So this is Joe for bogey. So I'm one up at the moment, and after this hole is done, there'll be 2 holes remaining. So if I win this hole, I'll be dormy. And Joe misses that and makes a 4. So this is to win the hole. I don't know if we can punch in, but you can see between me and the hole, there is an old hole cut there, and it was bothering me. You can see, so there's an old hole cut where that hole is, in between me and the hole, and it was just bothering me, and I was just mentally weak. There's no excuse. It's just mental weakness. And I only build up my mental strength from practice. So I'm like a practicing person. I need a ton of practice to be any good at golf at all. So which I've not been doing on my putting. I did just get that Pell's putting tutor. I think that's a really great tool. I just did get that, so I'm gonna start getting on a more regular routine with that. Solid drive that overdrew, and it's gonna go. It went past the first bunker, but then jumped into the second bunker. So I'm not in a good position at all. Here on the 17th hole, I'm one up in the match, and I don't know how Joe's just wearing a t-shirt, but a huge difference in the temperature now. And now it's probably climbed up to like 47 or something like that from where we started already. Joe hit a solid drive, real solid, right down the middle. So yeah, and he'll roll out right in the middle. So I'm the one in the bunker. That's Devin's ball up on top of the lip. So that's what I'm checking that out for. Yeah, see, that's asking him about it. Yeah, that's Devin's ball. All right, and Joe's hitting at the moment, I think. So one of the things I've been working on a little bit is just my lower body through impact, and I always hit a lot of times, not always. A lot of times I hit really good shots out of the bunker. So that shot was definitely it was my best impact of the day, even better than that 7-iron that almost went in the hole on the par 5. So if we just watch this swing in slow motion, and you guys will just notice a whole lot less dancing through impact. So not much level change at all. And look how solid the legs and feet are. Just makes things so much easier. So I would like my regular swing to be a lot more like that. Man, is it easier said than done. It is hard to make a change in golf. You've got, like Bobby Lopez says, you got to beat it into submission. Here's David's camera filming this shot. And Joe just hit a really, really bad shot. Blocked it up the right. It actually went into the bunker of the par 5 that we both birdied. So not good. So I'm like 70 yards away, and it's the same thing. It's just a thin wedge. It's so bad. So at this point, I'm like, hey, I could possibly lose this match now. From being totally in control to I could really lose this. And Joe was in trouble. I was in trouble. And I said, forget it with the camera. And I didn't even bring the camera out. I was just like, I have got to win this. That has to be 100% of my concentration has to go into actually winning this. All right, so I chipped to where you see the B there. That's where that horrible thin shot went. And then I hit another shot that was not good because I was blocked out by a tree and it was just generally poor to the fringe there. And then I would go on and chip from there to about 5 feet away from the pin there. So I've got 5 feet left for a double bogey 6. Joe, on the other hand, was in that bunker there where the J is, and then hit out of that bunker to that spot, then hit a shot from there that was actually on a root, thinned it over the green, and then pitched from there to this spot 7 feet away from the hole. Joe missed his putt, made a triple bogey 7. I had a 5-footer and a really intense 5-footer, but I made it for a double bogey 6. So, man, it was incredibly sloppy, but it was good to forget about the number and just do one less than the guy you're playing, just to play the actual match and not get too upset that you're not playing well. All right, that last hole was wild. It was getting so disgusting and ugly. I wasn't filming just to concentrate on the golf. And we both had major problems. Joe accidentally landed on a root that he couldn't see under the ground and had problems. I had my own problems. And I won the hole with a 6. A little bonus golf coming up right here. We'll play the last hole. Click the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. The 18th hole at Skylinks is one of the longer holes. 17 and 18 are usually the two of the toughest holes out here. So that felt good to be out of the match because I really wanted to swing very hard at a ball without caring as much, like trying to steer it. And that one I swung at it hard. And got into this front bunker here as I'm watching them. Okay, so I have 100 and it's an 8-iron for sure, and I think it's 149 yards or something like that. So made an absolutely great impact there. That felt really good. So again, another example of being in a bunker and just getting a little quieter through impact than I usually am. So it was good. All right, so this is 4 birdie from the fringe. Usually do pretty good from this kind of situation. Just misses on the low side, so I'll have that remaining for my par. And I make it. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. It really helps the channel a lot. If you've watched to this point, please click the subscribe button. It helps a lot. And go to BeBetterGolf.net. I put up a lot of stuff that I don't put on the channel up at that website. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.